Good morning, guys. It is November 19th, 2021. So, yay, we made it to Friday. It is about 6 o'clock ish. Getting a little bit late start to the day today. But we're going to talk about God creating the sun, the moon, and the stars today. And I kind of want to break it down a little bit. Each part. We're going to go through Genesis chapter 1, verse, let me check, 14 through Genesis chapter 1, verses 19. So, like I said, I want to kind of break this down because to me, these passages each hold something big. So, stay with me. I'm going to read Genesis chapter 1, verses, like I said, 14 through 19, but I may stop and explain some things along the way. So, then God said, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark the seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth." And that is what happened. God made two great lights, a large one to govern the day, and a small one to govern the night. He also made stars. God set these lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed and morning came, marking the fourth day. So, God created, it says in verse 16, God made two great lights, a large one to govern the day, the sun, and a smaller one to govern the night, the moon. To me, I think about this like this. We have the sun like a light bulb. It's bright, it's sunny, you can see the entire room, you can see everything you need to see. And it takes out the dark completely. You know, when the sun's up, you can drive easier, you can do all that stuff. But the moon is kind of like a nightlight, where in the dark, it's really scary. Like, think about back when you were a kid and you'd see a scary monster in the corner, but when you put on a light, that scary monster was actually a pile of stuffed animals. Or, you know, your toys in your toy box, and the cat jumps on the toy box and wrestles the toys, and you're afraid, but when you turn on the light, you see it's your cat jumping on your toys. It's not something scary. That's what I kind of feel like God put the moon up. He said, no, I want it to be softer. I want it to be calmer so you can get rest, so you can get sleep. But I also want you to know that I'm there, and that I care that you may be frightened of the dark. So I'm going to put this little nightlight in the sky. I'm going to say, hey, when you're afraid, just see the moon and you know I'm there. It's the difference between God's huge power in my life, and this is what I feel like when I'm facing something giant. You know, when I'm facing something that just seems so impossible, and he shows up and it's magnificent. That kind of is like the sun, you know, it's right there, and you can see everything. But when I'm facing something emotional, when I'm facing something that I need God to be soft with me, he's soft with me. When I'm facing, you know, I'm in pain or I'm exhausted, but I still have to make dinner and I just feel like I can't move anymore, God says, it's okay. I'm here. Let me help you. Let me guide you through this. And to me, that's phenomenal. to me, that's like, we have a God who's big and tough and can do the impossible, but we also have a God who is loving and caring enough to walk us through the things that we think are mundane and are small, and he'll tuck us into bed and tell us it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. The third part of this is the stars, and I'm not much of knowledge of, North Star and all that stuff, but I think about two things. One, they used to use the stars before, way, way, way back in history. They used to use the stars as guiding maps, I guess, at night, where if they were going in the right direction, they would see the stars they were looking for. If they were going in the wrong direction, they would get totally lost. And again, that's kind of like our lives. We have Jesus, who's the guiding light in our life, where if we keep our eyes on him, if we follow him, we go in the right direction. If we try to follow our own internal compass, we get lost and we get turned around and we're just like, where are we? But Jesus invites us back and he says, okay, come on, follow me. Let's talk about what you've done. Let's talk about the sin or whatever. Let's talk about it, not in a condemning way, not in a, harsh way, but in a way where he's soft about it. And he's like, let's talk about it and let's, I will help guide you. Everything is so intricate. Everything is so placed just the right way for us. As a huge light during the day and as a soft light at night, so we can stand on land and we can, we can see the water. God cared so much about us, and God cares so much about us that he puts all these things in place for us. He knows what we need before we even know what we need. He knows what we need before we even show up unseen, before we even come into whatever it is. He knows what we need, and he puts it there. Whether we think we need it or not, whether we're like, I don't need that, I don't want that. Sometimes we need stuff that we don't want. I tell that to my kids all the time. Like, you need to eat your vegetables. You don't want to, but you need to. And sometimes we need things and we need to walk through things that we don't want to walk through. We don't want to touch that thing, that emotion, or that trauma, or whatever. But God says, yes, you do, because you need to heal from it. You need to be free of it. So like the sun, the moon, and the stars, he will guide us through whatever that trauma is. So my question to you is, where do you see these three things in your life? Where do you see God's awesome big power that sheds light on everything? Where do you see his soft guiding light that soothes you, calms you, and helps you go through whatever it is that you're going through? Where do you see his hand saying, I'm going to guide you like the stars? I'm going to soften the darkness like the moon. Because sometimes God doesn't take us out of whatever it is, because he wants us to learn something. But he's there. He's guiding us. Jesus is walking with us even when we're like, I'm totally alone. I'm terrified. I don't know what to do. He's right there with us saying, no, I'm here. I'm here. Let's go through this. Let's walk through this so you can understand. So those are my questions for you today. Where are those three things in your life? And how can you look for those things more and more every day as you walk your journey with Jesus and with God and the Holy Spirit. Where are those things? I hope you guys find hope today, and I hope you guys see the awesome power of God and the loving, caring, soft power also. Have a great day. Bye.